Good evening, and welcome to Contact Buzz.
Hello. Here we are.
Here we are, and you would never guess where we are. I don't know if we've talked about it or not, but
I don't either. I was trying to think of that before.
We're actually
we went
on my back porch. We were talking earlier about being the back porch crew. If you got your big families that we typically come from in the Appalachian areas, there's always that back porch crew, and that's the stoners and the misfits and the black sheep that congregate on the outside while everybody else is on the inside doing their thing. So we're out on the sanctuary. This is our new makeshift temporary sanctuary.
Exactly.
Indoor, outdoor, in my bedroom and out here.
Yeah.
And it is awesome. We've had some crazy fast times, man.
Right.
Can we talk about how fast time is going by?
Yeah, let's talk about that because it's ridiculous. I mean, I don't wish my days away at all. I try to be more present, and I feel like it's all passing by and I'm just sitting here.
Yeah, it's a big thing to work through, man, when you feel sidelined by spirit sometimes. And that's because we're going through that deep healing that we go through. Sometimes I feel like I've been sidelined, but I know that it's just the healing process. But man, let me tell you, it's been a blur. I feel like there's been theories out there talking about jumping timelines, and two major ones recently, and God, do I believe it.
Absolutely.
And for me, and I think you are the same, it's around about January. We were talking about what a good year 2023 was going to be, and that was yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like the time just sped, man, and it's already
It's like,
July.
where has the year went? But there's been a lot of things that's happened, and I guess we've talked about it, maybe even mentioned doing the building. I don't remember, but
I think we were talking about wanderlust maybe on there. If not, that's what we have a sense of wanderlust, and that's what we've been working through. We want to hit the road running, and that's what we're doing right now. But I'm sorry, I took us off on a little tangent there.
No. I was just trying to remember what the last show was, but either way it goes, right. It's I'm living with Dallas right now. I'm like, just going wherever Spirit's trying to lead me right now, and like it's been amazing learning to let go, because letting go is a big process in this, and excuse me, and I have never been so let go of everything, the attachments of everything in my life, and like it's been amazing, but also it's been a shock to the system because I've been displaced so many times. You kind of get this weird feeling of like where do I belong, and so you have to work through stuff like that. That's where I'm at right now. I'm going through my divorce. I am I am positive about everything because I've cleared everything toxic out of my field, and continue to do so. And I think, that's what we're all striving for right now. Yeah. Going into that more higher vibrational of the earth that we are all feeling. And that time jump is very much so a part of that. And
very much. I'm
like, okay, so we got to skip a year here?
Yeah, and your body feels it, man. You have the body aches and all those ascension symptoms and stuff like that too. But this is happening, I feel like, at a warp speed, man. And it is all about getting that vibe right so we can make that transition. And that's what I've been doing. I've had a deep-seated resentment in my heart and on my shoulder for a very long time about life. And I've been working through what are the major causes of that. And I have been doing this for a while. I'm talking the past 3 years, but I've made major breakthroughs in the past little bit, because you have to get down to that very, very nitty-gritty to figure out what your triggers are and how you can heal them damn things. Yep. And then you can have true love in your heart and compassion, and that's what gets you to the new world mentality and new world vibes. So as long as you're carrying around all that shit that you couldn't heal, you're never going to make that transition.
Yeah, absolutely. We've said it so many times. Like we've gave such a good kind of like trail. And also look into our progression over the last few years that we've been doing this show. or not
Yeah.
even a show to us.
It's our documentation.
It's our documentation, yeah.
Up there in the sanctuary, sorry to cut you off,
Yeah.
is the last show that we done. The very last show in the sanctuary.
Oh, yeah.
The old sanctuary. How fitting.
Okay. And today is what? The 777 portal.
777 portal, and it is also the Sirius Gateway. We've been seeing all this shit if you've been watching TikTok and your algorithms.
Yes.
They are spot on, guys. Pay attention to what Spirit's trying to tell you, and then you can evolve, man. And you're stagnant. If you're stuck in place and you're feeling the same old shitty feelings all the time and you're spinning in your tracks, you're stagnant, and that means you're never going to change until you do something to shake that up.
Absolutely.
Like wear a skin tight belly shirt and take pictures of yourself and put it on
yeah.
Facebook, man.
Hell yeah.
To build a brand. That's living right there. That puts you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh yeah, we're in the holler. We're still in the holler.
And we have holler fever, let me tell you.
Oh,
we're ready
we
to
do.
travel. We're ready to get the hell out and do some things, you know?
And it's coming. It's like Spirit, gave us clarity. We've had so many freaking awesome moments happen, guys. I can't even begin to wrap them up into one sentence to even tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's just been amazing off the chain things happen.
Beautiful opportunities. We've been blessed to have beautiful opportunities to help people with similar interests that we have, and that's beautiful to me. And it's all part of the calling. It's all designed. It's all been written in the stars and the fates, so to speak. It's once you give in to this reckless abandon to your calling, and you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Spirit, man, it moves, and you start to see so many amazing synchronicities. You start to develop, guess what? Telepathy.
Yeah.
We've been doing telepathy, guys. I've been in Holly's head so much, and she's been in mine. She'll be sitting around thinking something, and I'll just randomly start to play the song that was associated with it. Or, it's crazy. We'll answer each other's questions that we have inside the head. Telepathy's developing, guys. You can do anything that you put your goddamn mind to.
Absolutely. I've been feeling vibes. Like, it's crazy how to see people's, also their lives shift. Like, we've been seeing at the shop, or down in Pikeville.
Beautiful growth.
Yeah, beautiful growth that we've seen this past weekend.
Vibes raising. New world vibes.
New world vibes. And, oh my God, it's beautiful. And we're here, and it's transitioning time. People like us, we are ushers. I have no doubt. We've already been told that many times. We're way showers. And while we heal ourselves, we use that healing of knowledge to give to other people to help light the way. So, it's also learning to love your fellow people for who they are. And, if you can't allow them in your energy field, then that's okay. That gives you a chance to, one, work on why you feel that way, and two, maybe you just don't mesh with that energy because that energy is not progressed enough.
Exactly.
You can't hold on. Everybody, it's like when you say something and you're healing this part of yourself, you'll have someone say, oh, well, but there's this different aspect of it. Take what you will of it. There's different situations for everybody. But, ultimately healing is up to you being able to let go of ego and opening up that vessel of yours to every, closet, and when we talk about shadow work, you hear about it so much, is that you don't realize how many levels of shadows that work is.
No, it's layer upon layer upon layer.
It is.
It is hard work, and it is like ripping off a Band-Aid, man. And you're never going to heal it till you rip that shit off. And then you feel that feeling that you don't want to feel. You heal those rifts with people that you can't hardly seem to heal, excuse me. Yeah. And just off topic real quick, not only is this our temporary makeshift sanctuary, it's the bird sanctuary too.
Oh, and the
we
frogs,
have a beautiful array, and this is all real noises out here on my back porch.
Yeah.
We have a parliament of owls that surrounds us and protects us, and it is very strong. It's a ring of owls all the way around the property here.
Yeah,
it's badass.
It is. It's amazing. Like, we've had so many cool things happen, and hard moments, recently. I'm getting over some kind of viral shit right now. So you'll hear me coughing, but also tonight's show is brought to you by Reapers down in Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
Where they have a sale right now on carts. I think it's $25 for a nice sativa, 88%.
Hell yeah.
You buy a sticker, you get gifted.
That's right.
Weed.
It's beautiful. Beautiful little system they have set up out there.
Hell yeah.
Plant medicine. We owe a lot of our spiritual growth to plant medicine, as does a whole lot of people on this planet currently.
Yeah.
What that does is that is the key to open the gateway to expand your mind and consciousness. That is what it is. You have to expand the mind to expand the consciousness. That's the first hurdle that you got to go through. Then you have to realize that consciousness is all encompassing, and then you can really truly start to work. And plant medicine is that little key that sticks in that hole and turns, and that's what unlocks that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's why during shroom trips, a lot of people have beautiful awakenings,
exactly,
and breakthroughs and healing.
Yeah, and it's like looking at your own healing, and like your processing of everything is, it gets so. The more you get into healing, that higher vibrational state of just being, you realize quickly things that are going to trigger you, or you realize quickly a lot of things. It's weird. It's weird because you know it before you know it, and it's just the knowing,
Yeah.
But it's hard to explain that to people, or be able to be that person with, me and you have that, of course, but just in society, and that's what is so hard about it is people relating to you, and that's where community comes in for us. I think that's the big pull for me on the community.
Same. I've been thinking about it a lot recently. I've been knowing that we are manifesting our tribe. Our soul tribe is coming together to work in that community. It's going to be beautiful. And we're bringing in different levels of soul tribe too, man. Because the more you progress on your spiritual path, the more advanced you become, and the less that people relate with you. And it's really like people look at you like you have 3 eyes or 5 heads or something when you're talking to them, because they don't understand and relate. And I'm not knocking anybody or putting anybody down on their spiritual path for their level of advancement, but once you get to this level, you'll start to realize it's a very lonely path.
Yes, absolutely.
Because there's very few far in between of us that are out there that get it at this level.
Yeah.
And when you find that person and that mentor walks in, you're like, hell yeah, or that love connection, that partner on a soul level that you're going to feel coming in.
Partner.
That's what I've been waiting for.
Oh my gosh. But I can say this, progressively over the years, I forgot what I was talking about.
The advancement, the advancing and feeling lonely.
Oh, feeling lonely, yeah. I went through that whole thing. I think I talked about that on the show.
Yeah.
The last one.
Oh, love connections.
Oh, the love connection. Yeah. So, oh my God. Everything changes when you're just not on that higher level of being, what we were just talking about, but sexually too. Partnerships, that fire, that Kundalini awakening, exactly.
That's
that is
when you embrace yourself
sexuality
wholeheartedly, and the feelings.
Wholeheartedly.
You can actually feel that Kundalini rise from the root chakra.
Hell yes,
you get that little rise, and then it rises up into the sacral, and then it rises up into the solar.
Yeah.
Then it goes through the heart, and it's like a snake. Whole time into the throat and up to the third eye,
and then you just want to go
pops out that crown chakra, and you're like,
oh. And then when you ain't got nobody to fuck, you just have to get yourself off.
Still yet.
But either way, somebody got fucked, I guess. But
anyway, so that's how Kundalini works, guys. You can tap into that shit. And it's an energy like anything else that you start to become aware of when you become more aware of your body.
Yes.
So when you become more aware of your chakra points and feel those energies and accepting that it is here and that is loud and in front of you and you can't ignore it anymore, because you know that there's those energy points and those chakra points and stuff. But once all this stuff starts to become public knowledge to you, all of this is actually, what if I told you it was embedded into your DNA?
Yeah.
And that we can activate this knowledge through meditation and through prayer and our connection with spirit, and through the earth, by touching the earth with our feet and by grounding and rooting ourselves. You don't even necessarily have to touch your feet to the ground. I mean, I could go on for hours about it.
Shoo! What he means is this weed is high, and you just changed subjects on us.
I couldn't have even told you the difference.
Me neither. It bleeded right into it. Oh, God.
That's the beauty of an expanded mind right there, guys. And you expect that everybody else is following along with you, and sometimes that's not the case. You have conversations in your head. And the telepathy, I'm telling you, it's there, but it's not always 100% there.
It's not vocal. Telepathy is not vocal.
But anyway, yeah. So that's where we are.
Shit, I love it.
Me too, man. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Wow.
Such a beautiful night.
It is.
Sitting here with the candlelight flickering, hearing the frogs and the crickets, the occasional screech owl. ASMR for you.
So right now in the collective, it's such a big pull to progress. We're seeing that progression. We're just talking about at the beginning of this is like we're talking about the time speeding up. I don't know about you guys, but I've let go of like thinking of time of really being in existence, except for the point that I have to, I can still function with time, but it's not been anything for me because I don't live a normal life. I don't have to go to a job. I don't have to, any of that keeps me on a task. But once you start getting that way, it's like you're just going through the present, like you're being more present through those days that you're passing through. And I think that's why also it feels a little bit faster.
Yeah, I'm just trying to live for the moment, man, and try to enjoy every last second.
That's me.
Of every day, and be happy and grateful and blessed.
Every day is an adventure.
Why sit around and pine away, wishing and hoping for things, and not healing and just numbing yourself? We're all guilty of that shit, man.
Yeah.
We're all guilty of it, and we can all rise above it.
Yeah.
And that's what we choose to do as spiritual warriors, all of us out here. If you're relating with us on this level, then you're a spiritual warrior.
Absolutely.
And it's nobody's perfect, man. We all walk through this life doing the best we fucking can.
Yeah. Don't mind this. Hold on. We'll take an intermittent hillbilly deluxe here.
That's the beauty of living in the holler, guys.
Right. Got them 4-wheelers, ma'am.
But yeah.
A lot of really cool shit's been happening.
You realize how freaking awesome you can get with the powers that you are gifted. If you pay attention and sit down and heal your shit and work on it and develop those skills, it's like anything else, man.
It is. Absolutely.
And anybody can do this is what we're trying to tell you. And you know this if you're listening this far into it. And if you're new and you've never heard about spirituality, go back to episode 1 and start listening. We talk about the hard knocks of spirituality, the tried and true experiences that we've been through that a lot of people can relate with because we're unfiltered and authentic about our shit.
Yeah.
So spirituality is a crazy progressive thing, and everybody's on all kinds of different levels of spiritual growth. And it doesn't matter when or how long you've been doing it. As long as you're progressing, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And you're learning and you're doing what you signed up to do in this lifetime.
I find myself eating a lot during our shows.
Yeah.
That's the munchies.
No wonder.
Munchies. It's just a lot of letting go right now. So if you guys are in our collective, hold on, honey. Hold on. And I hope that some of your tribe has come in to help you like mine has me. And we're coming, man.
And just know that we got this, guys. We fucking got this. It might be some of the hardest shit that you've ever went through recently, but guess what? You're still standing. You're still standing. You might be watching the ashes right underneath your very feet, but you're still fucking standing.
And you're walking because
you
have to.
And you have to make it through this shit, man. It don't matter if it's hard. Guess what? That just builds character.
Uh-huh.
I've been through all kinds of hard shit, but I don't let it define me, and I never will. I might be down for a day or two, but you can bet your sweet ass I'll be back up trying again.
Yeah.
Very soon.
What makes the biggest difference is you don't lay down.
Oh, no.
In it. And I never have been that person either. And I understand that there's people out there that don't know how, but...
Or don't have the courage.
Don't have the courage, yeah. It's like... Nobody trusts their own intuition, their own healing system, their own ability to be able to heal themselves just by grounding, all this stuff. Like, people think they're powerless, and it's because we've been told that we are.
Yeah, we have to unlearn everything we're being fucking taught by society, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much they have control over the human mind. And how the collective social medias define who we are as people because they keep us numb, because we always got a phone in our hand or a tablet or watching TV. And that puts thoughts and ideas before you.
Yeah.
But what they do is they keep you numb to it and then try to feed you and brainwash you into what they want you to think and know. And unfortunately, some people are not strong enough to see through that. Or they're not meant to, one of the two. But they choose to remain asleep. And some people live their whole lives and never have a spiritual awakening.
No, it's
they
sad
stay
to
in
me.
such a sad little, small, confined world.
Yeah, it's so sad to me.
I know.
But you also got to look at it in a higher point of view,
Yeah, true that. It depends on your level of experience on this earth and in this spiritual path, And I'm not talking about just this time around. I'm talking about old souls here.
Yeah.
We're the old souls, people like us. And it comes naturally and easier to us because we're willing to dig in and work on our shit to get there.
Hell yeah. I've never wanted to be like the people that treated me badly.
No, me either. I always wanted to rise above my adversities, and my all the people... The bully in 7th grade that called me a faggot, that told me I was lazy and a sorry ass, and, all this and that, picked on me. And that was before I had a backbone. That was before I chose to rise up and see my worth, so I let it happen, unfortunately. But I've healed all this, and then later on, years down the road, I find out he committed suicide.
Yeah.
And some people are just such broken individuals that endure so much that they let their circumstance get them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the...
Well, something I preach to people all the time is if you're aware of yourself, being aware of yourself is where you heal yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the simple fact of it, is just being aware of your actions, your words, your thoughts, every bit of it. Not about what anybody else is doing to you, but your reactions to what's happening to you.
Yeah, right.
And that's what we're all missing, is like, you have to sit back and excuse me.
Yeah.
You have to sit back and use that internal, this is the systems that we have from us. It's just like we was talking about. We've talked about this for a while. We've been putting the little pieces together, and it's been of an epiphany, Yeah. And it's the astrology and the natal charts. And me and Dallas started making these epiphanies with a natal chart I met last year, because we have been talking about, and putting that into the retreats, being able to give people a more life coach guide by the stars, because ancient civilizations, look at that, all across the world they used astrology, the stars, the planetary alignments, things like that. Well, if you look at your natal chart, it will tell you your elements, it will tell you your fucking partner, how
balanced you are in the signs and
yes,
the elements,
and what you need to work on, what you have. Like, I
mean, it's a frick. If you look yours up and read it, it is dead on describing you.
Hell yeah.
A roadmap of you and how you tick in every aspect. It's a big, and it's crazy how accurate it is. Yes. So we know that there's some kind of correlation between us and the stars.
Yes, absolutely.
And wholeheartedly, I don't doubt that anymore at all. And we've just only recently started getting into astrology, but in the last year, I would say, and we've learned a whole lot within that year. Through all kinds of awesome people that's taught us about planets and what their attributes are and who they rule and all that, and we're becoming quite versed in that lately.
Yeah, it's like I never thought it would be a calling of mine, but the truth is, it's all a calling of ours.
Oh yeah,
it's something that's already embedded in us.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just like we awaken to it, and so what it is we've awakened in a world that is not awakened.
Yeah,
and that's why we have such a hard time.
Yeah, it's like on the Passengers movie where the guy awakes when he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
What a shitty existence.
Yeah. Right?
Knowing
that's
that
the
he's going to spend his
thing.
whole life in that ship. Awake when nobody else is. So that's the lonely part that we're talking about.
That's the lonely part right there. Absolutely.
So he gets so crazy that he, wakes up that chick. And then she finds out. And it causes
I love that movie.
Me too. It was very disturbing in a way, but very intriguing at the same time.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. And there was only like 3 actors on the whole movie.
I know. Right.
Crazy.
I love it.
But yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah. So, I was set to have a building put on my dad's land, and unfortunately my relationship with my mother, I had to really back away from that, because my mother, I love her, she needs healing, she has been a big trauma in my life with emotional abandonment on her part, which it's generational, and so she has always had control issues with me, even me at 39 years old, and felt the need to put conditions on it, and so I backed out, and I just, I asked my mother, what the fuck did I ever do to you? And she couldn't answer me. But I've talked to my mother in the past too, and this guy's just something to think on, because if you have a bad relationship with a parent, you have to step outside of the fact that you are the wounded, because it can be so victimizing. We can victimize ourselves. Oh, poor me. My mommy did this. Mommy did that. Well, my mommy did what she did because that's the only way she knew how. And that's how she was treated. Probably worse. She tried to be better, or they tried to be a little better. So just, keep that in the back of your mind when you awaken.
And that's spiritual growth right there, guys. That's a situation that I would imagine is very hard to deal with. So listen when she says that, guys, because it's been a real process there. And you have to do a lot of forgiving. And you have to realize that your parents are just people too that make mistakes just like we do.
Absolutely.
Does that make it any more right or wrong? No, absolutely not. And they should be ashamed for some of the things that they do and the way they act, but it's because they don't have enough courage to find it in their hearts to love themselves enough to heal that shit. So you did what she could not do, and you broke that generational trauma.
Yes, I did.
And that's beautiful.
Yes, it is. I broke cycles, and I was well aware I was breaking cycles. And I guess that don't let anybody, I want people, when you have goodness happen in your life, you shout it from the fucking mountaintops, baby. When you have big spiritual moments and you want people to know about it, you shout it from the fucking rooftops.
Yeah, and if you take a selfie or 10 and you love yourself in each one of them and you want to show it off, fucking show it off.
Hell yeah, just show up the imperfections and all. But yeah, no, you have to. Shit, I forgot what we're talking about. I got so off track with that one. This is this is pretty good stuff over here.
It is. Yeah, it's just talking about that spiritual growth, man, as a person, and you healing your traumas and shit.
Oh yeah. But anyway, so I decided not to do the building and just back away from the situation because there's nothing I can do anymore about that. And I hope that my mother heals, and I hope that she opens her eyes, because she is carrying on the generational traumas of her mother, and I've sat and had these open conversations, but when you're this aware and awakened, people can't understand you at all. They think you're oversensitive. They think that you're, whatever. It's not that. It's just that you want to have the respect that you have for them. Even if I've been treated like, ass.
Yeah, right.
I still respect.
You're the bigger person.
Yeah,
in the situation,
absolutely.
for sure.
But yeah, I've worked through a lot in my life, and that's, what the fuck is in the sky? What is that?
I can't see it.
It's like two planes, but they're flying. Is that two planes? You see it?
I see it. I do see a plane up there. I can't see the
two of
second
them.
one. It's a very nice evening.
It is. But yeah. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm starting my foundation and building my empire. I am putting myself back out there and not retreating back within myself, because I have removed everything out of my energy field that lowers me. And I won't allow that anymore. I'm not prison to anyone. I'm a grown woman who can make sound decisions for herself. Beautiful soul. Goddamn, man.
Absolutely. I think it's a beautiful process.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. And I'm happy, and I've not been down, I've not been sad, I've worried a little bit, but you get inside of your head and you realize, oh, I'm getting inside of my head. You got to let go, because that doesn't serve. You can't. That doesn't help the situation.
Down quickly in those lower vibrations, for sure. If you dwell on the things that you cannot change about your life, that you don't currently like, it will keep you in that lower vibration, and you'll continue to taunt and drive yourself crazy until you say, I'm not doing this anymore. What do I need to do to change about my current situation? You take an inventory of every little last thing that's in your energy field at the moment currently, and you decide what you want to keep and what you don't want to keep. And you have to be brutally honest with yourself, or else why would you do it in the first place? And really rip off those band-aids and start to have those hard conversations with yourself first and foremost, but then with also other people that you need to heal from and things like that. And that's a beautiful process, but a hard process at the same time. And I forgot really what my point was with that. But
that's okay.
Oh, but what I was going to say is I've recently written down some short-term goals and long-term goals. And it's good to do that when you're taking inventory of everything around your energy field. Also take inventory of your current life status, what you're working on and things like that, what you want to continue, what you don't want to continue, the things that you still know that you need to work on about yourself. And I'm telling you, we're at the deep-seated, deep-rooted healing points in our lives at this current moment. And it is a hard process, but it is a process that I will fight tooth and nail for until I have nothing but love and compassion in my heart. And that's where I'm getting. And I'm buried in some deep-seated issues with generational trauma myself, and working through just letting go. Letting go and letting go.
It is a process. Because we think, we don't want to let our parents down. We don't want to...
Yeah, we create them mental prisons.
Mental prisons, man. And we hang on to this.
We think we have to do things a certain way.
Yes, to make them happy.
Yeah, right. And that's
because they couldn't make themselves happy.
Right.
So they're trying to be happy through you. or and they want to see you do good. I understand that, but you can't continue to give yourself away to something that you are not.
No, it's a double-edged sword, guys.
Because I'm telling you, this
out.
lifestyle is not a rich.
No, and you'll
not
bleed
rich
out
in money
when you're trying to better yourself spiritually, and somebody else is holding on to your life force, squeezing it tightly. You have to.
Yeah.
You have to do some real soul searching
Absolutely.
and decide what you truly want. And this calling of mine is of utmost importance before anything or anyone comes my spirituality. And so, I'm going to do, going forward, I promised myself, and this I think might be on that list, that I'm going to do things for me and what I want out of life and not worry about creating those mental prisons that I think, who cares? I mean, what if so-and-so doesn't do this? Or you're creating mental problems when you ask those questions, or mental prisons when you ask those questions.
Absolutely.
So, like that caged bird, you have to drop the Stockholm syndrome and jump out the cage and fly, man.
Absolutely, you do, because it's you that ultimately holds you back.
It is. You're the only person that holds yourself back from anything you want to do. Truly. Now, is it going to be hard to make some of those decisions? Absolutely, it is. But you're the only one that holds yourself back.
Yes.
And that's what'll set you free.
Absolutely. It doesn't... This is the thing. If we were taught this way of being, and I understand things are playing out the way they are supposed to and how they're supposed to, but just in, just looking... I try not to dwell on the past, but if, this was taught, and maybe that we are the, older generations that will teach this going forward. And I know we are.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just like that... It would have been nice to hear that, but
I know.
Or have that taught to our generations,
Yeah, and we were taught or force fed in the Appalachian area. In most instances, I can't speak for everybody, but is that hellfire and brimstone Christianity,
Yeah, and it was all fear. It's all they didn't even understand that it's all fear based.
Right, and they still don't.
Yeah,
and they're still trapped in those cycles, man.
Yeah. Bless them is all I gotta say.
Yeah,
and
I love their hearts.
And just because you're a Christian doesn't mean you can't be spiritual. I gotta say that too.
I know a lot of spiritual Christians that are working on, and once they get there, they'll realize they don't need religion as a crutch.
Exactly.
They can worship God ever how they want to.
Finding God is a
path.
path.
Very loosely. Find God, that's better, and connect with God. Because all of our problems stem from our disconnection to Source and our disconnection with our true higher self, and that poor self-love that we're not taught to give ourselves self-love.
Mm-hmm.
In 9 times out of 10 in circumstances around here, parents won't even tell their children they're proud of you, because that's just something you should know. They don't talk about it.
No. And the I love you thing.
If they don't say I love you, I was told at an early age that they didn't have to say I love you, that they showed you that they loved you, and that's great. They do, but you don't hear it often either.
Is the charger to this pen over here?
I don't know exactly where it went to. I was looking for it up there and didn't see it.
I put my phone down here. I was wondering if I put that charger.
I would... Guys, I hope you all have a great night. We're going to hop off here. Peace out.